In a bold move that has sent shockwaves through Russia, NATO has delivered an overwhelming arsenal of combat equipment to Ukraine. Thousands of armored vehicles, tanks, artillery, and ammunition have been dispatched to bolster Ukraine's military capabilities, making Russian forces panic. Join us as we delve deeper into the video and discuss what all combat equipment has been delivered. The head of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, announced that the NATO members and partner countries had delivered more than 98% of the combat vehicles promised to Ukraine during Russia's invasion and war. This provides Ukraine with a greater punch as it mulls over whether or not to launch a counteroffensive. According to NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg, Ukraine's allies have sent vast amounts of ammunition, in addition to more than 1,550 armored vehicles, 230 tanks, and other pieces of equipment. Furthermore, these friends have trained and equipped more than 9 new Ukrainian brigades. It is projected that each of the new brigades will consist of more than 30,000 soldiers. Additionally, several NATO member countries, including Sweden and Australia, have contributed armored vehicles to the alliance. Stoltenberg told reporters in Brussels that this will leave Ukraine in a good position to continue retaking occupied territory. His remarks came a day after Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said that he and Chinese leader Xi Jinping made a long and meaningful phone discussion in their first known contact since Russia's full-scale invasion more than a year ago. His comments came a day after Zelensky described the call. Even though Zelensky indicated that the recent call gave him hope and Western officials applauded Xi's move, it did not appear to boost the chances of achieving peace. Beijing, which is working to establish itself as a worldwide diplomatic force, has refused to oppose Moscow's invasion of Ukraine, even though Russia and Ukraine have quite different conditions for peace. Xi Jinping made a state visit to Moscow earlier this month because the Chinese leadership views Russia as a diplomatic partner in the fight against the influence of the United States in international affairs. Let's talk about what is so special about this amount of equipment given. Hey, if you're unsure of the latest military developments, fear not, we've got you covered. Stay informed and join our exclusive military family by hitting that subscribe button. In comparison to self-propelled artillery, guns that must be carried by trucks or other large vehicles are extremely common. The M777 and M109, which is also known as the L119 in Britain, are the most common Western systems donated to Ukraine. The M777 is a 155mm cannon capable of firing GPS-guided shells with a range of up to 40 kilometers. The guns may be quickly and easily installed and relocated, and they use NATO standard ammunition. The M119/L119 105mm howitzer has a range of around 18 kilometers and can be moved and fired more quickly than larger guns. Towable by pickup due to their modest weight of around 2,000 kilograms, hundreds of each variety have been shipped to Ukraine. Without the first 155mm NATO howitzers, Lee explains, they would have had far fewer artillery rounds available to use. The howitzers were an improvement over what Ukraine had previously. One major advantage, though, was that they carried additional weapons with them. That has been absolutely crucial to Ukraine's ability to keep fighting this conflict. Since January 1st, 2023, the Russian military has destroyed 30 SPGs from Poland, Germany, France, and the Czech Republic, 13 M777 artillery systems, 14 high-mobility artillery rocket systems or HIMARS launchers built in the United States, and 59 M777 artillery systems, according to Shoigu. It's unclear how many of these were taken down by lancets or in other ways. They were destroyed both in combat positions and at the stage of transportation, as some Telegram groups reported by Shoigu said. According to one Telegram group that regularly shares combat information and conducts anonymous interviews with Russian soldiers, the Lancet was responsible for the destruction of 80% of the M109 Paladin self-propelled cannons and 25% of the M777 weapons. It's not clear if these numbers are from the beginning of the year or from when the war started in February of 2022. However, it was picked up by other Facebook and Telegram groups that are sympathetic to Russia. The Russian Ministry of Defense has used a video of a Lancet 3 missile striking an M777 in an undisclosed location in all of its promotional materials. The drone is shown being assembled by Russian forces on a catapult launcher and then launched towards an M777 by another UAV, perhaps an Orlan 10, in the sky. On April 7th, a video was posted on Twitter showing another Lancet crashing into a speeding M109 Paladin from behind. However, it doesn't appear to be completely destroying the system, as just a bright fire can be seen emanating from behind the vehicle between the engine and the turret. Another video, this one purportedly from Bakhmut, showed the aftermath of a Lancet 3 hitting an M109 from the side, with the tank surrounded and blinding fire in a big explosion. But before we get into the virtual support from the West, make sure you lock the aim at the bell icon, fire it now, and be a member of our exclusive military family. Now, coming back to the topic. Recently, Ukrainian Deputy Minister of Defense Volodymyr Havyarlov visited the Tele-Maintenance and Distribution Cell, Ukraine, which is part of the 405th Army Field Support Brigade. During this visit, he walked through the cell and was given mission briefings by the 405th AFSB and various U.S. Army Material Command representatives on TDCU in support of the Ukrainian Armed Forces. On the ground in Jasionka, and under the command of Lieutenant Colonel Blake Smith, commander of the Army Field Support Battalion in the Benelux, the newly established TDCU Tele-Maintenance Cell is proving to be quite efficient in assisting the Ukrainian forces with their requirements for sustainment and repair. Chief Warrant Officer 4 Brian Busk, who is normally assigned to the Zutindal Army Preposition Stocks 2 worksite, stated that the TDCU Tele-Maintenance Cell is managed by the 405th AFSB and augmented by subject matter experts from the various U.S. Army Material Command Life Cycle Management Commands. These subject matter experts include logistics assistance representatives and field service representatives. Through the use of a messenger chat group system and a platform for video teleconferences, the TDCU can expand the help it provides for the upkeep and sustainment of the Ukrainian armed forces. According to Busk, the TDCU Tele-Maintenance Cell is currently at something of an infant stage. Nevertheless, the utilization of the TDCU will expand as trust and confidence continue to build and as more outcomes are realized. The majority of the equipment that the Ukrainian forces are utilizing and that is being supported and maintained by TDCU comes from the United States. A portion of it originates from the APS-2 sites that are managed by the 405th, while remaining portions come from the various other sources such as excess U.S. stock and life cycle replacement systems that are kept at fully mission competent levels. In addition to serving as a place for repairs, the TDCU Tele-Maintenance Cell also has other applications. It's also utilized to maintain the equipment that the Ukrainian forces are now employing, including significant end items such as the M777 155mm howitzers, the M142 high-mobility artillery rocket equipment, and the Javelin anti-tank missile systems. According to Captain Alexander Lovely, a member of the U.S. Army Sustainment Command who is currently stationed in Jasionka, Illinois, from Rock Island Arsenal in Illinois, we are maintaining these systems in Ukraine via the TDCU. Everything that pertains to the supply back end that we do for U.S. forces, we also do for these systems. For instance, it's not just when we identify a maintenance requirement on an M777 howitzer in Ukraine where we need to order repair parts, Lovely explained. Another part of it is putting together maintenance kits that contain supplies and parts for repairs. According to Busk, one item that was recently discovered as the TDCU Tele-Maintenance Cell develops is the requirement for a tele-distribution communication channel, as well as a chat group. And that concludes today's video update. But before we go, have you taken action and dropped your bomb on the subscribe button yet? If not, what are you waiting for? Join our exclusive military family now and stay up to date with the latest developments by subscribing.